Hey folks, happy Monday to you. We continue our FUMCCV devotional based on our prayer calendar for November. We are thinking about thankfulness. What are we thankful for? So, Monday, November 8th, I am thankful, Lord, for clothing. I am thankful, Lord, for clothing. I don't know, when you hear that, is anyone sort of shocked by that, taken aback by that? I was the first time when I read it. And it sort of thought, oh, do we really need to give thanks for that? Like it seems trite, but certainly not to the person who is without clothes, not to the person who doesn't have the finances to even be able to keep themselves warm at night. Not to it's just so what I realize is. Taking it for granted is there in my heart. What I realize is that while it may be something that I take for granted, and it might seem trite almost to give thanks for something that I take granted for, that's so readily available for me. The very act of giving thanks for those things helps me to understand exactly how blessed I am and how deeply God is present in my life. So important to give thanks for even the little things. Matthew chapter 6 is where the passage the Bible takes us today. This sort of famous passage about do not worry. Matthew chapter 6, verse 28. And why do you worry about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not clothed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which is alive today and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith? So that's the passage. Let me say something about this passage real quick. So Jesus is talking to the Pharisees. The Pharisees are very much responsible for upholding the traditional Jewish laws. And what is happening here, some of the Jewish laws have to do with clothing, the kind of clothing that you can wear, sort of mixing different materials, and then also the kind of clothing that a priest has to wear, the kind of clothing a Pharisee has to wear, very much sort of ceremonial, ritualistic. And what has happened is the Pharisees would make statements that are akin to God cares more about what you're wearing than how you're caring for people. If you were wearing the wrong thing and were compassionate with someone, God would not look favorably upon that because you are wearing the wrong thing. And so Jesus is not saying, you know, for some people, really the statement that Jesus is making here is care the right amount about the right things. For some people, it literally is clothing that they need to care about because that's how basic need that they are in search of. But for some of us who don't have that care as a basic need, should we really worry about that? Or are there more important things, different things that we ought to worry more about? And the Pharisees had gotten entangled in sort of the legalistic clothing argument as opposed to the caring for people argument. And Jesus is trying to retrain them. So we have to be retrained to give thanks for even the smallest things. And we have to be retrained to put our attention and focus on the right things that God might desire. That's a work. It's every day. That's something that we need to wake up and work on. So my prayer for you is that you have a good time working on those two sides of the coin on this day. God bless. Have a great day.